do this one.
I understand.
Okay.
You're live.
Hello. Welcome, everybody. Hello. Hi, everybody. It's Christy-Faith here. How are you guys tonight? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. It's Christy. We are going live tonight. Hi, I'm Christy-Faith. We are here tonight to talk all things education, homeschooling, all of the things. Hello, everybody. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here tonight. We are just starting now. We're going to be here for an hour. Hello, everybody. Hi, Tara. Hi, Karen. We just came on. I'm Christy-Faith. We are here to talk everything education. I am a homeschool advocate, but I've been in education for over 20 years. If you have any educational questions for your kids, I have read thousands of IEPs, worked with kids K through college. Please come and stay. Welcome, everybody. I see we have people pouring in. Hi, welcome. I'm Christy-Faith. We are here live tonight. We just got on. I'm so happy to see you guys. And I am all about homeschooling. That's what my platform is about. I can tell you guys my history, but first I want to hear about you guys. How are you tonight? I want to know what you made for dinner. I've been struggling with the weeknight dinner. That's on repeat for me. I made a soup. It was pretty good, but I want to know how many kids you have, where you live, and if you're homeschooling. I would love to know if you're homeschooling. 3 categories. Are you currently homeschooling? And if you are, how long? Are you considering homeschooling? And that's why you're popping in this evening. I also would love to know that too. Oh my, Jen, will you please check your Voxer? Oh, please. Oh my goodness. I love you too. Okay, hi everybody, welcome. Did you guys get your book? I've been getting text messages. It's been like all a buzz that people are actually getting my book. It's behind me here. It's reversed. I can't figure out how to flip the live. I know how to flip when I film so that my book title isn't backwards, but there it is. Yay, can you believe it's already here? It's amazing. Hello, welcome everybody. So my phone is far away on the TikTok, but Scott's going to help me get the comments here. Welcome. Hi, everybody. Come on in. I don't know if you guys know this, but today is my book's birthday. Today is publication date, or what apparently people say pub date in the publishing world. It's pub date today. March 12th is the day that Homeschool Rising was sent all across America. All those hundreds and hundreds of people that pre-ordered my book got them either today or will get them tomorrow. So check your shipping if you didn't get it today. It was so cute. My sweet neighbor next door, I was taking a walk to get a little breather today, and I was walking by their house and she opened the door and was holding my book. And I was like, oh my goodness, you got it. That's so fantastic. And she wanted me to sign her book. It was so cute. So if you guys are on the launch team, I will be signing your book plates and mailing them out Monday. Make sure if you're on my launch team that you get your snail mail address submitted before Friday. That's the cutoff day. And I am signing all the book plates now and over the weekend, and then we're shipping all of those out on Monday. If you don't know what a book plate is, it's a sticker. It's a fancy sticker that because you buy the book on Amazon, I can't sign it, right? So we snail mail you stickers that they're cute. They have the book title on them, and then I sign my name. So thank you so much for all your support. You guys are amazing. It's a really big day. We've been celebrating as a family. The kids have been so sweet. One of my little ones, she knit me a washcloth, which I love for my face. I love a hand knit fully cotton washcloth. It was very sweet. It was just a precious gift. I loved it so much. But I am here tonight for you. I want to know what you're struggling with your kids, academically, socially, emotionally. I want to know if you're homeschooling, where you live, how many kids you're homeschooling. Are you struggling right now at all? please let me know in the comments. I want to know how long you've been homeschooling too, and particularly one of the main reasons I do these lives is if you are on the fence and it is something that has been popping in your mind lately and your heart is tugging at you that maybe this is something that you are feeling called to. I want you to hang out tonight. I want you to see potentially your future tribe. We are here to support you. Would you make yourself known? Would you be brave and ask those questions that you're scared about in the comments? We are not going to judge you. We're going to help you. So please, please, please come on in, ask any and all questions you have. Do we have questions so far?
Well, we have Anna, who's, let's see, second year with CC and loves it.
Awesome.
Anna's going to be in second grade next year.
Great. Is she on... We're on 4 platforms right now, are we?
We're on 3.
We're on 3 platforms. Oh,
Instagram.
Instagram?
You have to restart your computer.
Okay. Oh, man. Don't you hate it when the answer is restarting your computer? I hate that answer. Scott always asks me, did you restart? And I'm like, did I restart? I hate being asked if I restarted because I'm so ADHD. I have a trillion things open on my computer at any given time. So asking me to restart is basically saying, can you take an hour and close everything out that you have open? Can anyone relate? Yeah.
Jen Davis, so happy for you.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Yay, it's a big day.
Oh, Anna says it's not clicking. Maybe it's confidence?
Yeah, what's not clicking? Give me more details, Anna. I want to help you, Anna or Anna. And you've been doing CC, so I think you do have community, right? Your kids have community. You have community. So I'd love to know what curriculum you're using. And not that change of curriculum is always the answer, but that would help me with just a little bit of intel on you. And let's talk about that tonight. Let's talk about what might not be clicking.
Aaron Moore Davis says, first year homeschooler and Thrive member.
Yay!
My book.
I know, Aaron. I love that you're in Thrive. Yay!
Carla says, I can't homeschool, but would love to reinforce my kids' knowledge. What can I use?
Oh, okay. What supplemental? Well, what area? What area do you want to supplement? And I can help you.
Yeah.
So I want your... Hey, if you guys are in here and you... PSA announcement. There are 9 homeschooling styles. So what occurs in the public school system and most private schools is that what we call the traditional style of education, or the traditional fancy word pedagogy. So there are 9 homeschooling styles, and most of us leave the system because we don't agree with it, or that style doesn't align with our kids' learning. It does not mean that our kids won't be prepared for college or anything like that. In fact, homeschoolers outperform conventionally schooled kids in college. But if you are curious what homeschooling style you lean towards, I have a free 5-minute homeschool style finder. Go take it right now. It takes 5 minutes, and then come back and tell me what you came out as. And if you are going to ask me a curriculum question tonight, the first thing I'm going to do is ask you what style you are, because all curricula options on the market fall into generally one style. And then that would basically narrows down many choices. So I want to talk tonight about what is going on in Thrive. We're having major up-leveling we're redoing the fail-safe homeschool setup. It's just really cool things happening in Thrive homeschool community. So if you guys are curious about that, ask. Otherwise, I won't talk about it. I'll just answer your questions. Yeah.
Anna says, okay, Anna, we're gonna get back to you in just 1 second.
Okay.
Carla, who needed the reinforcement, said math and reading.
Okay, so for math, that's a no-brainer. That's really easy. I would look at CTC Math. They're not sponsoring tonight's live. I always ask you too late. I should ask you before we go live who's sponsoring. But regardless if they're a sponsor or not, I would look at CTC Math. And the reason why is when you get on that platform, when it's totally affordable, when you get on that platform, the first thing it does is it gives your kid, or you opt in to take diagnostic tests so you can know exactly what weak areas your kid has, and then you can target the lessons to those. So basically, it is a super cheap tutor. And I would start there before you hire a tutor. Seriously. So that is CTC Math. They are not sponsoring tonight's live, but that is my advice. It's the only program I know out there that can automate doing that type of finding the gaps and shoring it up. I can tell you how you can do it. How we used to do it at our learning center is we would grab the kids' curriculum that they were using in their school, and we would go through the table of contents. We would give them the oh, are you okay?
Or buffering or something.
Oh.
So let's try that.
Is that better? Okay. Sorry, Scott had to fix something. We would give them the tests for each chapter at the end of the book, grade those tests, whatever they missed, that's what we would tutor. CTC Math actually does that automatically for you, where you take out the manpower. So I would look at that. If you are needing to reinforce reading, I would look to an Orton Gillingham program. And here's the thing about reading intervention. Unlike math, where you just need to find the gaps and teach to the gaps, basically, with reading, if your child is behind in reading, I'm a pretty firm believer in that you kind of need to start at the beginning and go through to make sure there aren't any gaps in the reading, starting from the beginning. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to start from the beginning and it's going to take you years to get through. It does not mean that, because if your kid knows something, you just move on. And you move on really quickly until you hit something they don't know or are not confident in or aren't performing, knowing what they should know. And then you stop and then you do those lessons. So those are two approaches that I would take. Okay. Someone's saying buffering.
See is it better now?
Is it better now? Scott tried to do something so that it wouldn't buffer.
Okay, so Mama Cat, you're up next.
Okay.
But first we're going to go to Anna. Anna, it's getting my first grader to read. Knows phonics, but we are still stuck. I'm in Texas. For math, we do The Good and the Beautiful.
Okay.
Reading and how to teach your child to read in 100 lessons.
Okay.
Next year we'll do both math and English, The Good and the Beautiful. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think the buffering's gone.
Okay, buffering's gone. That's awesome. Great to know. So I would look at some more OG style curricula for you, like All About Reading and Logic of English. I would take a look at those. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and then Mama Cat.
I'm saying things without saying things. Wink, wink.
What do you think of people saying I should do more for homeschool when my son just turned 5 in December? He reads already, does math, and is using K curriculum with me.
I'd say please step off. He's 5. My goodness gracious. They've even done studies that hardcore academics they backfire when you do them too early. Kids get burnt out at a younger age and they hate learning. So those people need to do their research and they need to back off.
She says, OMG, I love you for that.
Oh, I hate it when they come after my mamas with their stupid ideas. Am I going to be up in the middle of the night saying, why did I say the word stupid on a live?
Oh, Roger over on Facebook. Hello, dear friends. Keep up the good work.
Roger! Is it Roger or is it Jan? Hey!
I'm not sure, but I'm jazzed to hear Scott in the background. Ha!
Okay, so Roger or Jan. Jan, I need an email from you. I'm calling you out publicly because you're on the podcast tomorrow and we don't know what we're talking about yet. So I know you've been busy though, but I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow. But I need an email.
Mama Cat, I'm also...
Hi, Roger. Wait, I want to talk to Roger.
Okay.
How are you? I haven't talked to you.
It's Roger.
Okay. Well, tell your wife that she's in a little bit of trouble. Smidge. Well, but the funny thing is if there was... Seriously, if she and I get on tomorrow... We don't need any preparation, and we will have no problems having a freaking amazing conversation. I have no doubt, because she's phenomenal. So I already have in my mind questions I want to ask her. So, you guys, Roger Smith is on. Where is his book? He wrote Parenting with Influence. It's a fantastic parenting book. Someone write it in the comments. And Roger, would you put your website on there? He is an MD in Louisiana. He does a lot nationwide for homeschooling, both Roger and Jan. And I love them so much. They have really come alongside me and have been truly, truly wonderful friends and a support for me. And I'm so thankful. Yes, thank you, Aaron Davis. Parenting with Influence. And if Roger's still here, you can put your website in there. You know, I love a good parenting book. So they go around the entire nation. They speak on homeschooling, they speak on marriage, and they speak on parenting. And yes, wonderful. Okay. Hi, Jules.
Okay.
Hopefully you're in bed, Jules. I know you're sick. Poor baby. And the babies are sick too.
Mama Cat.
So I hope you're resting watching this live right now.
Who, Jan?
No, Jules.
Oh, Jules.
Yeah.
Okay. Jan's flies by the seat of her pants, he says.
She'll be fine.
Mama Cat,
Yeah.
I'm also in school for developmental psychology and trying to follow the stuff I'm learning.
Yes.
And taking it slow for now. He does love learning, my son. Yes.
Oh, good. And we want to keep that. So let's talk about that love for learning, because this is something I talk about in the very first chapter of my book. And it's kind of a theme. One of the themes in my book is how schooling kills a love of learning. And we need to understand this. If we want that fire to be ignited and our kids to really enjoy learning, we got to do it differently than what the system does. So give me a heart right now on this live tonight if you are someone who maybe loves reading now as an adult, but when you were a kid, it really was just an assignment that you had to get through, and you were probably given pretty decent literature to read growing up. But at least for me, I never enjoyed it. I viewed it all as assignments, and I was going to be graded on. I had to get an A and all of that. And it truly killed my love of reading. That didn't reignite until after graduate school for me. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big deal, and grades do this. Comparison. School really kills intrinsic motivation. It focuses on extrinsic motivation. Those are two vital terms that if you are on the fence about homeschooling, I want you to Google those two words, intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation, because we have an amazing opportunity as homeschool families to protect that love of learning and to foster that and to watch our kids just bloom and grow because they love learning. And it's such an exciting piece about homeschooling.
Okay. We've got Lee, who says, any advice on how to transition from public to homeschool after an IEP is in place for first grade?
Yes. Okay. So number one, the IEP doesn't matter. The IEP does not matter with homeschooling. I don't know what state you're in. Of course, we always want to homeschool legally, but let me just tell you, IEPs are in place to give you classroom accommodations. When you don't have a classroom, you don't need accommodations. However, IEPs are helpful because your child was assessed by hopefully an educational psychologist that gave you a diagnosis, and you can use that information about how your kid's mind works. You can use that information to help you be a better homeschooler. But the fact that that IEP is in place truly means nothing legally, like with homeschooling itself. You don't have to turn that, because what I think you're getting at is, do I have to turn this into somebody or let people know that I'm meeting these accommodations? No, you do not. It's a helpful tool for you, which is great because there's accommodations in the back that will help you look at what things might help your child learn a lot better. So, but ultimately, other than that, it's not a binding legal document when you are homeschooling. So the one thing that's beautiful about an IEP, I'm glad you have one because it's going to give you insight regarding how your child learns best, is I want you to go to the back of that IEP with a highlighter, and I want you to highlight everything on that IEP that you can't do homeschooling. Because what you're going to find is your highlighter will still have the lid on the cap. Aside from therapies, speech therapy, occupational therapy, things like that, where you need to source and create a team and get specialists, other than that, everything you can beautifully do at home. Your kid needs extra time on tests? Great. Your kid needs a quiet work environment? Awesome. Sounds like homeschooling. Your kid needs frequent breaks. Great. We can do that. You can do everything. And all those classroom accommodations, you can absolutely do homeschooling. So that's empowering, right? Because yeah, you might have to source therapies. You might have to build a team if your child needs some of that extra help. Absolutely. But in terms of the homeschooling itself, you have the freedom to be a student of your own child and decide how he or she learns best and adapt the curriculum that you're using to their beautiful minds, which is so exciting. Yeah.
Jessica Jones, I read your free guide on your site today and setting up a plan. I
Yay!
will join Thrive soon.
Awesome! Yay, yay, yay! I love that. I can't wait to see you in there.
Oh, and Aaron and Jules are sweet. They say you'll love Thrive.
Oh, yeah. Thrive is really special. Right now, what we're doing is this spring, if you're on the fence about joining Thrive, now is the time because we are about to launch our fail-safe homeschool setup. We start in the spring getting ready for the next year. Now, don't think it's because we're like obsessive compulsive or anything like that. It's because I walk you guys through a systemized process for choosing your curriculum for each of your kiddos. And it takes time. And we want to research and we want to come to our office hours and ask us questions. So I walk you through the process of setting up your next year's homeschool. We start now in the spring so we don't feel pressure. We don't feel stressed. If our curriculum list that we came up with is beyond our budget, then we can start having conversations about how to pare that down. It's just really giving us margin. We are starting that next week. We are the first supplement, which is student interviews, where you're going to interview your student and then you're going to have a reflection exercise on how they learn best, how to form a homeschool of their dreams and your dreams. We start that right away. So if you have been on the fence, now is the time to join Thrive Homeschool Community. You can look at everything that it's about in there, but spring has sprung and the fail-safe homeschool setup is something that is truly, truly special in there. And we do it every year and it gets better and better every year. So
Milana says, are there things you legally have to do differently for IEPs?
When you homeschool, no. Nope. IEPs are legal documents for the school districts, but for homeschools, no. Yeah. And if you have any questions, it's vital that you contact HSLDA for any of these specific questions for your particular state. HSLDA, someone put the URL, it's hslda.org. Someone put the URL in the comments for me because I can't reach. And this doesn't go on there right now. And they are, I don't know if you guys know what HSLDA is, but they are the reason why homeschooling is legal across our United States. Behind the scenes, they are fighting for us. So, and they have all the up-to-date information on how to homeschool legally, what all the laws are in your states. They have lawyers on their staff that are assigned to your state. So if you have any issues or anything like that, there is someone that you can call. I am a card-carrying member of HSLDA as well as my state homeschool organization too. And it's because I don't feel scared about homeschooling legally, but I want my resources to help keeping homeschool legal and supporting parents' rights. And a lot of people don't realize that. Our biggest concern is what curriculum do I buy? And there's people behind the scenes that are like, our biggest concern is parents' rights. And they are fighting for us behind the scenes. And I am so thankful that they are. I mean, these are heavy hitter lawyers that we have on our side. And I'm really thankful. So, okay. Yes, HSLDA.
Great.
And in the fail-safe homeschool setup, we have a whole moment where we make sure we're legal and we look up our state laws on HSLDA. Yeah. So
Mama Cat was actually asking about finding local co-ops.
You know, the best place to find local co-ops is your local homeschool Facebook groups because homeschool co-ops come and go. And it truly is the best way is go on Facebook. Even if you're not on Facebook, make a profile just for this. Make a profile and then join every homeschool group you have, like homeschoolers of blank county, homeschoolers of preschoolers, homeschoolers of this city. Join all of them and start asking, hey, what are the co-ops around here? Where can I join? That type of a thing. And then you'll find resources that way. That's the best way. It's not perfect, but it honestly is the best way.
Hathaway Collective says, recommendation for a 5th grade unit study type science.
For a 5th grade unit study type science. So if you go to my link tree, I have a download that is curriculum recommendations. So go grab that. There's a whole section for science. So go grab that. And I included reputable companies that I think do a great job. So you can go there and grab that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, people are, just talking about your book.
Has anyone in here started reading it? I know my launch team, they're done. I think they've already read it. But did anyone get their book today and start reading? It launched today. It's the book's birthday. So exciting.
You'll like this one. Off topic, what moisturizer do you use? Your skin looks beautiful.
Oh my goodness. You're so sweet. I don't think there's a filter. Is there a filter on IG right now? Or I have a whole face routine, ladies. Yeah, I put a lot. I put a lot on my face. But there might be, I can't tell. It looks like there's a filter on TikTok right now.
Mama Cat says, what are your thoughts on Blossom and Root? And your skin is always glowing.
Oh, you're... You guys are so sweet.
Aaron, and your hair is different too. I love it.
Oh, ladies! Thank you. I have a little more volume today because you know what I did when I blew it out yesterday? I put it in rollers up top. I put 1, 2, 3, and then I put 2 here. And the volume is still there. So I did a live radio show today, so I wanted my hair to look decent. So anyway, thank you. You're so sweet.
Jules thinks you look fantastic.
Oh, thanks, Jules.
Hathaway, my mom ordered your book so she can understand why I'm homeschooling.
Oh, I love that. Oh my goodness. Anne, if you email us you're not on the launch team, but if we have extra book plates, I'll send your mom one. So email us with your address, your snail mail address, and I'll sign a book plate for your mama. Because I'm so encouraged when grandparents support their kids' homeschooling. And I know for a fact that the amount of grandparents who actually are doing the homeschooling nowadays is growing tremendously. And I think they are angels. These men and women are giving up their retirement years to take back the hearts and minds of their grandkids and supporting their own kids, because its cost of living is really high. So when grandparents are involved in the homeschooling, I think it is so precious, and I want to encourage them. It is a dream of mine one day in Thrive to have a club just for homeschooling grandparents. And we have a couple in there, but we don't have enough to make a small group yet. I feel like when we have maybe 10 homeschooling grandparents who are primarily doing the homeschooling or helping out at least 2 days a week, that we need to make a club in there for them. We're starting up a working homeschool moms mastermind in there. Our first Zoom is in 2 weeks. We already have a book club in Thrive. We already have a homeschooling only children group in Thrive, and this is all part of what you join. Like these aren't extra money things. These are, you join Thrive and you have access to all these really special things. So
Aaron Moore, gifting all my family your book.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Okay, Milana says, I work for public school and the stress is literally causing health issues.
Yes. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Kim Baker, I did my review today.
Kim. Oh, yeah, your B. That's right. Thank you.
What are your thoughts on Blossom and Root?
Blossom. I've never used it. I haven't used Blossom and Root. They've never sent me a sample, so I don't really have much to say about Blossom and Root. I don't know. They can send me a sample and I can take a look at it.
Milana says, girl, it's rough. I want to pull my kids, but I feel like we're stuck since I work there.
Oh, I know. And it's hard. And it's hard when you're wrapped up and you not wrapped up, but that's where your insurance is coming from. It's a big deal. And I just want to encourage you that there are a lot of families who make a 1 year, 2 year plan to exit. It's not something that necessarily can happen tomorrow. I have known families, no pressure, but I have known families who have moved states so that one of the parents can stay home where the cost of living was lower and one of the parents could stay home and do it. I've known people who they had it as a concerted effort and a plan, and they knew it would take a little bit of time to get in a position to be able to do it, and they just worked towards it. I do believe that if your heart is to homeschool, not everyone can, not everyone should, but I also believe that there a lot more people are able to than maybe think. I work full time and I homeschool my 4 kids. Now, I have a flexible job. I work from home and I work nights and I work mornings and things like that. But there are things that perhaps could be put in place. But I don't know your story, but I want to encourage you to say that's what other families have done that felt stuck like you. That they have worked towards making that happen. They have split the homeschooling. They've had a grandparent come once a week, and then the dad is able to help and combo of things. And remember, homeschooling does not take 7 hours a day. So you don't need 7 hours. You know this, you're in the classroom. You know it doesn't take 7 hours. Every teacher knows that homeschooling kids does not take 7 hours a day, that most of our days in the classroom are herding cats. So I want to encourage you in that. And I'm not saying I hope the message from me isn't a bunch of shoulds, like you should do this, because I don't know if this is what is right for your family. That's only for you to decide. But I just wanted to encourage you in that way. There's a lot of people who have to make a more longer term plan to be able to homeschool their kids, and that's okay.
She says, I'm so involved in the district and I love the people, families, but the behaviors are taking over.
I know.
Sarah says, we put our kids back in public school this year and I feel like it was the worst decision we made.
Oh man, are you pulling them out? I'm curious.
Yeah. It's insanely exhausting.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm interested in homeschooling, but my husband isn't quite on board yet.
Yeah. Buy my book. I have an entire section on there on what you can do when you have an unsupportive spouse. And I also have a section in there with unsupportive friends and family. And I put together a little action plan for you. And, it's vital. The relationship and the marriage is important. So we want to honor and respect our spouses. And at the same time, hopefully have an open dialogue regarding what is best for the children. So I encourage you to buy my book. Maybe have your spouse read it. Ask if is this a woman who's responding? So it's a husband. Mm-hmm. Okay. Ask if he's willing to read the book. And it's written in a tone that is not shaming. It's truthful, but it's digestible. My book is. And it's reasonable, and it has data, and it has statistics and background. So it's a great apologetic, or I was on an episode on a podcast last week and she called it a manifesto, which that's an intense term to live up to, but it's basically an argument for. That's what apologetic means, an argument for. So start there, invite homeschool families over, have your husband meet homeschooled kids, meet homeschool families, and hopefully he can come around. I'm assuming that you have a healthy marriage. So the thing is, and I talk about this in my book, is there are instances where the marriage is not healthy and there's nothing that you could say or do. So that's a different story than what I'm telling you now. I'm assuming that you have a reasonable husband who wants the best for you and your kids. And if he did truly believe that homeschooling was the best for your children, he would support you. That is who I am speaking to. That is the assumption that I am making. My answer would be different if your situation was different. So, and I don't know. So, but we do have lots of mamas in Thrive Homeschool community who are there because they don't have a lot of support. We have single moms, working moms, and I get it. It's hard. It's hard.
Over on Facebook, Caitlin asks, when do you recommend introducing a foreign language for homeschool? My son is very interested in Spanish, but he's only finishing kindergarten. Should we master English language first?
You know, that's really tough. So here's where I would defer to someone who's more of a language specialist with early learning for that. In my home, we don't start foreign language till 3rd grade. However, there are a lot of bilingual households and the kids do just fine. I don't know the statistics and I don't know the research. So I don't feel qualified to answer that for you, but I know the information is out there and I'm pretty convinced studies have been done on that. And I know for a fact that there are many, many millions of bilingual households in our country, and those kids do not struggle academically with the English language. So based on that knowledge, I would say it sounds fine, but I don't know. And foreign languages are really fun to learn. In early ages too. So we do, before 3rd grade, we do vocabulary with foreign language, kind of just fun memory work type stuff. And then starting in 3rd grade in my home, we actually do start taking classes for foreign language.
On the note of that gal who wanted to homeschool and her husband was getting on board, or was trying to get her husband on board, Roger pipes in and says, Dad needs to see other homeschool families, like at a conference. Even better, get him to judge a homeschool speech and debate event.
Oh, Roger!
He would see the product there.
Oh, seriously, Roger? Yes. When you go to, I've done it. I have judged a homeschool speech and debate tournament, and I was like this. Like, these kids are insane with what they are able to do. Their rhetoric is phenomenal. I love that advice, Roger. See, I'm so glad you're still here. What would you say, Roger, about the unsupportive spouse? In addition to that, yes, meet other homeschoolers. Judge a speech and debate tournament. I love it.
Milana says the amount of time we spend at school correcting behaviors is far more than the education portion.
Oh, totally. Yeah. School was never designed in the best interest of your child. It never was. I go over the history of compulsory schooling in chapter 3 of my book. No one sat around a table and said, you know what we're doing right now just isn't in the best interest of kids. Let's make state-sponsored compulsory schooling. That is not how the conversation went. It was always in the best interest of the state, and they needed to make more obedient citizens. That is the history of how compulsory schooling started. Prussia was the first one to do it. So it makes sense that it doesn't really work that well. And people often will say the system is broken. I do not think the system is broken. It is working exactly how it was intended to work. And quite frankly, since its inception, it has not changed. It is an archaic way to educate children. And on top of that, here's my soapbox, it's preparing kids for a world that no longer exists. I mean, think about it. We can't even fathom the jobs our kids will have in 10 years. This style of educating our kids, it truly is so outdated. It's unbelievable, but yet we just accept it. We just send our kids off every day and let strangers teach them. It's kind of mind-boggling when you start to deschool yourself and the veil is lifted, when you realize what this whole dog and pony show is. It's unbelievable. And the thing about where my heart is I want us to take back our kids. I want us to reclaim their hearts and minds. I want the kids of America to have a better childhood, to preserve their childhood, to preserve their innocence. And really the best way to do that is home education. And I'm not talking about sheltering our kids. Not one bit. In my book, I talk about greenhousing our kids, and there's statistics that show this, that we want to expose our kids to just enough pressures in a healthy way that they become resilient, but we do not want them exposed to trauma day in and day out, and that's often the story. But we have accepted this trauma, and I'm using the word trauma. I am not overspeaking or exaggerating. Our kids are bullied every single day. Our kids live in fight or flight when they are expected to learn their times tables and they're worried about who's going to beat them up at lunch. That is unacceptable. That is not a learning environment. We can't learn when we are in fight or flight. But the problem is that our country has accepted that as normal, so we don't view it as a problem. And it is a problem. And I will not accept that. And I don't think that's a healthy environment for kids to grow up in. And I think we can do better.
Some really good stuff in the comments. Heather, pulled my 8th grade daughter now homeschooling. Just worried about figuring out high school credits.
Yeah. No problem. HSLDA has great resources that are free to walk you through high school. And we can also help you in Thrive Homeschool Community. We have an office hours once a month that's reserved just for parents of teens. And I highly encourage you to look for free resources first. It's not hard to homeschool high school. It's really not. It's intimidating because especially if your child is college bound, but truthfully, homeschoolers do better in college. Homeschoolers outperform conventionally schooled kids on the standardized exams like the SAT and the ACT. So you got this. You can absolutely do it. It might help you to go to your state conference and attend some of those high school seminars so you can figure out how to formulate it, meet other parents who are doing it too, join Thrive Homeschool Community. We can walk you through it. Look at the resources on HSLDA. You absolutely can do it. And I would argue that high school are some of the most important years to homeschool, truly.
Roger follows up with, the proof is in the pudding. Adults need to see homeschool kids rather than seeing the stressed out homeschooling parents.
That's so true.
Roger says schools are preparing kids for jobs that no longer exist in the future. And he seconds that. High school years are the best.
Yes.
Don't worry about assigning credits. Easy peasy.
Yes, that part's easy. Yeah. Babe, your perimenopausal wife needs that fan that is right next to you.
You got it.
I'm staring at that fan that's not moving. Do you see the sweat on my face?
Are you speaking at any of the upcoming homeschooling conferences?
Yes, I am. In fact, if you want me to come to your local homeschooling oh, bless you, husband. Yes. Do you guys, is my hair moving where you see the fan? I am not speaking this conference season. I couldn't book those because I was writing my book. I couldn't, and it was just too overwhelming for me to even consider. But I am starting to get invites. I am already booking 2025. I will be the keynote in Kansas, one of the keynotes in Kansas. In 2025, I have a Zoom meeting with a California conference on Friday. If you want me to come to your state, I want to come. So please let them know about me. Send them my socials. I have amazing talks. I'm so excited about my 2025 talks. So the answer is yes. Yes, please tell your local conferences about me. Say that I want Christy to come, and then watch out because I might rope you in to work my booth.
Aaron wants you to come to North Carolina.
Awesome.
Kat wants you to come to Kentucky. And Jules wants you to come to Minnesota.
Awesome. Yes, I want to. And I want to support the states as well. They are working so hard for us.
Jen Davis says, that's the glow we're seeing. Beauty secret right there.
The perimenopausal perspiration. I actually think there is a filter on TikTok, you guys, and I can't reach to take it off. Next time I'll take it off because I look a little bit too smooth. How do I look on Instagram? Instagram looks more reality to me right now than TikTok.
Melissa says,
I try to take off all the filters. Sometimes they're automatic.
Melissa says, yes, when I brought my teen boys home, we got closer, and they got closer to each other.
Oh, I love that. I know, those family collective memories. I love that. How precious. And teenage boys, too. They still need us, you guys. Our teenagers need us. Our culture says it's time for them to be independent and they need, no. The science says that they have a very real attachment need still through their teen years. If you're curious about that and attachment, I know that's like a interesting parenting word because there's probably a lot of associations you have surrounding that word attachment. A really great book to buy on understanding this a little bit more is Hold On to Your Kids by Gabor Mate and Gordon Neufeld. It is a dream to have one of those guys on my podcast one day because I think they are spot on with their research on peer orientation and attachment need for children. So someone can write that book in the comments. If you've known me for even one hot minute, you know that probably is one of my favorite books that I've read in the last decade.
Yeah. I haven't been to any conferences before. How do you find them?
You look up your local state homeschool organization and they probably put on a conference. Yes.
Joel says...
And I love speaking. And I love meeting you guys.
Joel says if you come during Christmas time, she'll take you to the best tree farm.
Oh, I know. But do you have a homeschool conference during Christmas time? I don't think you're in Minnesota, right?
Oh, Mama
They're
Cat.
Usually in the spring.
Still catching up on your podcast. Spotify while I do my daily chores.
Yay! Okay, Mama Cat, is that a handle for someone I actually know? Are you in Thrive? Just curious.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Sarah.
I'm glad you're enjoying the podcast.
Sarah says, suggestions for a 7th, 8th grader who doesn't want to leave public school.
A suggestion for a 7th, 8th grader who doesn't want to leave school. One, it's not surprising. And here is something, I go over this in my book. They're kids. They don't know what is best for them. You do. So I will tell you that every single homeschool graduate that I have ever met who was homeschooled in a loving home with a motivated parent was thankful to their very core that they were homeschooled. And a lot of those kids did it kicking and screaming, complaining, begging their parents in junior high to be put back in school. And their parents held steadfast because they knew what was best for them, because their heart was tugging at them to homeschool. And so I want to start there. Kids always know what they need, what they want. They always know what they want. But kids don't always know what they need, nor do they have the wisdom and maturity to make those decisions. That's why we were given, they were given to us. We are the parent. We are the authority over them. And do we honor them and honor their hearts? Of course we do. Do we listen to them? Yes. But at the same time, we are responsible for making those decisions. And they might not like it, but that doesn't mean that it's not what's best for them. And your intention is not to deprive them or to give them no social life. Maybe this social life is exactly why you want to pull them, and they don't want that. They don't have that maturity yet and that wisdom to make an appropriate decision in that regard. At the same time, we want to honor our kids. So we want to say, look, this is just the decision that we're making for you. But we want to make this a great experience. What are your concerns? If their concern is social, make sure that you put together a plan with them where you are ensuring that they have a lot of social relationships. If they're worried about sports, that's another thing that you make a promise. You say, I am going to do my best to find the sports that you need, that you want, so that you will excel. By the way, homeschool kids can do all the sports. So I'm just using that as an example. So I hope that you find encouragement with that. I have had a lot of friends who pulled their kids later, junior high, upper elementary, junior high, even freshman, sophomore in high school, and their kids fought them. But they knew it was the right thing for their family. They knew that it was what they were supposed to be doing. They were loving, they held strong, and their kids are thankful. And often the kids become thankful even before they're adults. So I have a friend who, it took her son a year, and he finally said, I'm really thankful you did this. So there really isn't, besides having an extra messy house, a little bit more of the mental load, a lot of more decision making and a lot more responsibility on your end regarding childhood years and a childhood and what you can provide for your kids, there is no downside to homeschooling. You can provide them everything they need in every way if you are a motivated and loving parent. No doubt about it. It truly is the best place to educate a child.
Roger follows up with homeschoolfreedom.com lists all the conferences.
Oh, awesome.
State conferences.
Okay. So can someone write that in the comments?
Yeah.
Homeschoolfreedom.com. Yay.
Julie Blakeman says you have to come to Virginia. And she says, hold on to your kids is a must read.
I know. Yeah, they just did it in book club. Julie runs the Homeschooling Only Children Club in Thrive Homeschool Community. And girl, I want to come to Virginia so bad. I'm going to apply. I met some people that are involved in Virginia homeschooling. I met them a couple of weeks ago, and they were so nice. And I was thinking, Julie lives there too. I can finally meet Julie in person. So, yeah. It's too late for this speaking season. That's already done, but for next year, I can certainly try.
Yeah, Sarah says, we found several groups in our area for the social activities. Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm going to purchase your book as a birthday gift for myself.
Yay! Awesome! Hey, send me your address. I'll send you a book plate. Send it now, though, because I will, I'm sending them all out on Monday, and I think I have a couple extras. So, and you guys, if you read my book and you like it, a great thing that you can just do because you're a lovely person is write a review on Amazon. I'm serious. I don't think you guys realize how powerful those are. So if you have read my book, even if you're not on the launch team, if you would be so willing to take a couple minutes out of your day to give a review, I would be forever grateful.
How do I find a good speech therapist?
Oh boy, how do you find a good speech therapist? The problem with speech therapy right now is that the licensure is by state. So this is one of the reasons why we started Christy-Faith's list is, not everybody. For example, a reading specialist can practice throughout all the United States, and he or she can do that over Zoom. But the more medical things like occupational therapy and speech therapy, you need to find someone in your state. Now, that does not mean that the sessions can't happen over Zoom, but they do need to be licensed in the state where you live right now. They are working towards laws that will expand that. But right now, that's where we are. And this is why I started Christy-Faith's list is we need to find nationwide homeschool-friendly service providers where we feel safe and will support our homeschooling choice. So you can check and search on christyfaithlist.com. You can do that right now to see if there is a speech therapist right now in your state. And then if not, make a request, because what we do is when you make a request, we take that seriously and we reach out to people for you, and we get back to you in 5 business days with what we were able to find. So even if no one comes up in your area, it's worth submitting a request on the Christy-Faith List website. It takes less than 30 seconds to do it, but if you don't do that, we can't help you. That has to be done through the website and has to be registered so that we know where to look. So I want to encourage you regarding that. That'd be great if we could help you find somebody in your area.
Jen Davis, I just bought the book on Amazon.
Yay!
We'll definitely review it.
Yay! Are you you're not on one of the launch teams. Okay, Jen, email me your snail mail address and I'll send you a book plate. They're all going out Monday. And I think I have not a lot extra, but I think I have some extra where I can do that. I really appreciate that. Yay! She's going to write a review.
Melissa, my review is ready to post tomorrow.
Woohoo!
As soon as I can.
Is that my Melissa?
I think so.
I love my Melissa. Yay.
Mama Cat, have you tried KiwiCo?
Yeah. I love KiwiCo. I have tried to get them to sponsor my lives. They just ghost me. But I like them. You know what we just did? Do we have it here? We just did Craftsman Crate. Do we have it?
It's not in.
It's already, they demolished it because they loved it so much. Go to someone write that website for me, Craftsman Crate. Those are really good, you guys. And they do, they're a little bit more, the reason why I like them is they're a little more less done for you. I feel like Kiwi Crate is a lot of following directions, but the Craftsman Crates really foster problem solving and creativity. I really like them. So check them out. Did someone put it in the chat? They're called Craftsman Crate. And I don't know what the URL is exactly, but I like them. And it's a homeschool family that makes them, not a big corporation. So we always want to support them, right?
Is the book available on Kindle?
The book will be available on Kindle. I think that comes a couple weeks from now. It's also going to be available on audio, but I am not reading it. I tried. I fought and fought to be able to read my own book on audio. And they denied and eventually just slammed the door in my face. So who knows? Who knows who's going to be reading my audiobook? But I know it's going to be a professional who does it. I'm sure that it will be a female, I do know that she will do a great job. But it's not going to be me. But it still supports the book if you buy it on audio. It really doesn't matter. It's wonderful if that's how you like to do your books. It's still, just because I'm not the one reading it, it doesn't mean that it doesn't support me.
Stephanie has a great point here.
Okay, Stephanie, let's talk.
Not homeschool related, but just want to mention that you are beautiful and your makeup flawless.
Is she on TikTok?
She's on TikTok.
You guys, I think there's a filter on tonight.
No.
One, I'm sweaty, so if you see any shine, that's what it is. And I really do think, can I figure out how to take the filter? I feel like...
I don't think it's the filter, honey.
Oh. Because when I look at myself on... What am I on here? Is this Instagram or Facebook? This one.
It's actually... That's TikTok and everything else is here.
Okay. So this looks more like me than that. I think there is a filter. So, but thank you. Are you sure it's not the volume in my hair? I put rollers in. I was on a live radio show today that was filmed on video, and so I wanted my hair to look snatched. Are we saying snatched anymore? I wanted my hair to look nice. And so I put a roller here, and here. And then I put 2 rollers here. And then when I slept last night, I pinned it up like super careful. And when I woke up today, it still looked decent. So I also have a new hairdresser. Do we need to talk about these details? I have a new hairdresser, and I really like how she's highlighting my hair. And you're very sweet. And thanks, babe. Your compliment was not lost on me. I heard what you said. He has to look at me without a filter every day. Did you guys see that catfish video that I posted where Scott holds up the headshot of me on the camera and then he takes it out and then I show up like how I am every morning with my glasses on? Did you guys see that one? That's what I really look like.
Oh, Raising Real Men is the parent site for the Craftsman Crate.
Okay.
I'll put in the...
Raising Real Men is the website for the Craftsman Crate. But my daughter enjoyed doing the Craftsman Crate. So I don't think the Craftsman Crate is just for boys or meant for boys. Because it was really great. It was a carving one that we did. I really liked it. The kids loved it.
Any ideas to help my kid learn how to write?
How old is your kid? And what kind of writing? So there's 2 types. I don't know how old your kid is. Are you talking about the physical formation of letters and pencil grip and learning how to write the letters? Or are you talking about composition, meaning essay writing?
7th grade essay.
7th grade essay? What curriculum have you been using?
We'll wait.
Oh, wait.
And we have about 5 minutes left.
Okay, 5 minutes left. Ask the questions now. If they're good questions, I'll stay a little bit over. Also, for the one who asked about writing curriculum, if she's still here, don't forget that I have a download that is free that's curriculum recommendations. So, and there is a writing section in there, and no writing curriculum on there is bad. I will only put good ones there that I like, and they're not necessarily what I use, but they are well respected in the homeschool community, meaning you're not making a massive mistake by buying one of those. I also have free How to Homeschool Guide. Here it is, How to Homeschool Guide. This is 26 pages, completely free, to help you get started in homeschooling. That is a link in my bio. I also have a link to Thrive Homeschool Community. If you don't feel like you have a sense of belonging, if you are worried and terrified that you're going to mess this up, that you have no idea what curriculum to buy, now is the time to join. We're about to start all together as a community, the Fail-Safe Homeschool Setup, and we are going to set you up for success for the next school year. And I know it's like, sounds really early, but we like to take it slow. We like to have margin, and we like to make wise decisions for our families. So we do that. We go slow, and we do it in the spring. Let's see, what else is in my free? The free 5-minute homeschool style finder. If you don't know which of the homeschooling styles you are, that is free, also in my bio. And then Christy-Faith list. We need service providers across the nation. We need to know about the ones who are homeschool friendly. So please, 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 if you have somebody that you love, please refer them. It takes less than 30 seconds to refer them, and we send them a lovely email that says, hey, I'll use Julie as an example, or Melissa. I see Melissa right there. We say, hey, Melissa recommended you. She said this about you, because we have a little thing where we ask why they're great. We're like, she said this. And then we are so thankful that you have been homeschool friendly, and we ask them to join the network. So please, please, please make those referrals. We need people across the nation. What else is in that link tree? Thrive Homeschool Community, Christy-Faith list. Did I mention everything free in there?
Podcast?
Christy-Faith podcast. We have the next episode dropping Tuesday is with the wonderful, beautiful Heidi St. John. We just dropped Jorenda Wilson. That was the one we just dropped. Yep. My guests are phenomenal. I can't believe that the people of this level are willing to come on my piddly little podcast, but they are, and the conversations are so fun because I like to talk about ideas. Game-changing ideas. And that's what we do on the Christy-Faith Show podcast. So what questions rolled in?
Okay, we got a few here.
Okay.
Sydney over on YouTube is considering homeschooling.
Okay, Sydney, grab my How to Homeschool guide. It's free and it's 26 pages. And then email me after you've read it.
Great.
We'll help you.
Okay. Always knew I wanted to homeschool, but convincing hubby is difficult. Any tips?
Yes. So I went over this earlier in the show tonight, in the live. But in my book, I go into detail. I give you an action plan. So buy my book. It's 3/4 of the way through the book. I go over an action plan for an unsupportive spouse, and then a separate action plan for unsupportive friends and family. So please grab my book, and that will give you a better answer than what I can do right now.
Chelsea says, what if we don't have a speech therapist in our area?
You probably have one in your state, and speech therapy can be done over Zoom.
Check out Christy-Faith's list.
And check out ChristyFaithsList.com to see if there is somebody in your state right now who has signed up.
Yeah. Amanda, oh my gosh, I caught you.
Amanda!
I've been following you for a while.
Wait, is this my Amanda or a different Amanda?
No, this is a new one.
Hi, Amanda! Are you a new Amanda? Awesome!
What's a tip for having a new baby and not having it interrupt homeschooling?
What's a tip for having a brand new baby and not having that baby interrupt homeschooling? There is no tip. There is no tip. It is margin and it is grace. And it is the security that you know your other kids are not going to fall behind. that there are seasons that we all go through. Before you know it, you're not going to have a single baby in your home. Before you know it, you're not going to be changing any diapers anymore. Before you know it, your kids are going to be doing 80% of their homeschool day rather independently. And so you need to take the space. You're not rested right now. You have a newborn. You need to give yourself grace. And you need to know that your child will not fall behind. Those state standards, we hold ourselves to this state standard thinking that the kids in schools are actually learning these things and retaining these things. And they're not. When in public school did you ever finish a textbook? Never, not once. Not once did I ever finish a textbook. Yet as homeschool moms, we put that pressure on ourselves and we always feel behind. So I want to encourage you, the one with, what's her name with the newborn?
It's Mama Cat.
Okay, Mama Cat. I would love to have you in Thrive Homeschool Community because we can help you break out of that mindset of constantly feeling behind and stressed. And we have a special space. We have 4 Zooms a month. There's a lot that Thrive has. This is one little piece. It's 4 Zooms a month with me and 2 other mentors, and we split you up by age group. So we have homeschooling littles, which is preschool to 2nd grade. We have homeschooling elementary. We have homeschooling teens. We even have nighttime Zooms for those of us who work. So I want to encourage you. Oops, I have to verify to continue.
Somebody just said, my book just arrived a minute ago, but since I've already read it, I handed it back to my husband to read.
Oh, awesome.
So must be a book club member.
Yay! Awesome! I love it. Sorry, the live just disappeared for a second. Yay! I'm so glad. I'm excited for your husband to read it.
Cool. Okay.
Welcome. All right, the book is out. It is on Amazon Prime. Go ahead and order it. Look at all the free things I have in my link tree. You guys, I don't offer you those stupid manipulative freebies that's like a journaling prompt. No, I give you actual help. This is a 26-page how to homeschool guide. I give you a free homeschool style finder because I really want to help you. That is my heart. Please grab all of the free resources that you can from me, and I can't wait to get to know you guys more, however that may be. I'm excited. I feel like you're going to get to know me when you read my book too. So thank you so much for joining me tonight. Mwah, mwah, hugs and kisses to everybody. Love you so much. Have a good night.